Good morning, everyone, from SuiteDynamics. Today we're going to be walking through one of our IPs called SuiteFormula. What is SuiteFormula? SuiteFormula is a dynamic tool for creating and managing custom formulas or recipes in NetSuite. Incorporating everything from version management to customer quoting, SuiteFormula is designed and built to address gaps for industries with complex and regulated manufacturing processes. The reason we created SuiteFormula is because we've noticed a gap in the market and an increasing number of businesses needing the ability to manage and customize complex multi-level assemblies. Really, we wanted to provide a solution that would enable those businesses the ability to scale production without loss of quality, while also adhering to regulatory compliance. With that being said, SuiteFormula comes with version control management, providing traceability of new revisions and who made them. By linking the work orders to projects and project tasks, SuiteFormula allows the business a clear view of their resource allocation and utilization, ultimately increasing efficiency and timing when scheduling production. Finally, it enables the business to quickly and accurately generate quotes or multiple quotes for customers, calculating and displaying material and production costs in real time, leading to fewer lost opportunities and revenue. So what we'll be walking through today is the creation of a new formula, the creation of an estimate with that new formula, the batch approval process, and the creation of the bill of materials and revision, the conversion of the estimate to sales order and creation of work order, and finally, we'll wrap up with production scheduling and allocation of resources. All right, let's get started. We'll navigate to the Formula Builder page. Under Transactions, SuiteFormula, Formula Builder. And here we are in our Formula Builder page. I just want to pause here for a moment just to note a couple things. One, we are able to create formulas and revisions a few different ways. One, we can make a new iteration of one that's currently in the system, or we can create one from scratch. Secondly, we have this currently outfitted for a dietary supplement company. So all the routings are actually dictated by the product type. So if we click coding, for instance, we're going to see the fixed labor cost, the overhead cost, total production cost being calculated. Below we'll see extended cost, not a number. That's only because we don't have the materials added to the formula yet. But if we click into the labor subtab, we can see the operation name, the work center, the location, cost template, the runtime, operation cost per hour. It's not only calculating the total cost per operation, but as an aggregate at the header as well. But today we're going to be creating a new formula using one that's already currently in the system. So I'm going to back this out. And then lastly, I wanted to note was that we're actually able to create an estimate and quote the customer with a component that's not actually in the system yet, alleviating the risk of procuring materials that are not needed. Let me show you how. We'll start with the formula name. We'll grab a subsidiary, a customer that we're planning on quoting, our base formula that we're making a new iteration of, the revision that we're planning on making a new iteration of. Now you'll notice as I was adding those in, when we brought in the formula, it actually sourced in the product type, which then calculated the labor costs. As we sourced in the revision, it actually brought in the component list, the material type, the item, if there was any allergens, the claim quantity, the unit of measure, material cost per unit of measure, and it's actually calculating the fill weight and the extended cost not only at the line level, but also in aggregate up top as well. And now you'll actually see our extended cost calculating. So on this new formula, we're going to create it with an item that's not in the system yet, so we can walk that out for you. First, we're going to choose a type, whether that's boilerplate, material, placeholder. It's going to be material today. So we're going to choose new item by checking the box because it's going to be a new item. Otherwise, we would choose an item that's already in the system by this dropdown. Here we're going to add the new component name. Next, we're going to choose allergen, if any. We're going to add our claim quantity. We're going to add our expected material cost per unit. We'll add our potency and overage. And then as you can see, it actually calculates the fill weight and the extended cost. It updates the material cost and the extended cost, all in real time. So let's say this is our first version. We're going to quote the customer. So first we got to make the new formula. So we're just going to go ahead and create this new formula recipe button. And if we just wanted to create a new revision, we would click that create new revision button. So now that we have the new formula created, we have a couple different options. One, we can either create a new estimate or we can update an estimate. So if you wanted to add multiple formulas to a quote, i.e. we had 3 different iterations of formulas that we wanted to quote the customer, this is how we would do it. Go ahead and grab this and then choose that one that we wanted to add this additional formula to. But we're not going to be doing that today. We're going to be creating just a new estimate. So we're going to go ahead and create new estimate. Here we are on the estimate record. As you can see, it's pulling over the information from the formula builder. You can see the customer, a memo that was generated from the SuiteLit, the subsidiary, product type, and then moving down to the item subtab, we have a placeholder item for us to be able to create an estimate. Next to it is the new formula we created. Moving down over, you can see it's pulled over the extended cost, currently set up for a standard 25% markup, which is where we get the rate and the amount. So let's take a peek at the formula record. Here we are on the formula record. You can see all the primary information up top. On the first subtab, we have revisions. So if there was multiple revisions for this formula, we would be able to see this here, along with the material cost and the extended cost. Next is the components, which is going to be filtered by the formula revision, which is right here. We're actually going to go into one of these component records, specifically the ingredient A, because that's the one we created that wasn't already in the system. Now you can see here, it's pulling all the detail that we added into the formula builder, the units, potency, overage, cost per unit of measure, extended cost. And then we have this custom item checkbox, which is going to dictate the new creation of a component when we approve a formula. Assuming that the customer approved the formula, we're going to move into the batch approval process. So we're going to navigate to the formula approval page. Under transactions, SuiteFormula, approve formula. And now on the approved formula page, we have the ability to actually filter these by a couple different ways: revision, subsidiary, customer, formula name, product type, all of which can be customized, added, removed. Just depends on the client's needs. So we're going to do it by product type. All right, now that we have all our formulas that's been created with the product type tablet populating, we're going to go and find ours. So assuming again that this has been reviewed internally and got approved, we're going to go ahead and approve this. Now after we get it approved, it actually redirects us to the assembly item itself. So a couple things to note, it actually marks as a special work order item. Additionally, if we move to the manufacturing subtab, we can see that it's added the bill of materials and the current revision, set the effective start date, and set the master default. Above that, if we click into the revision, we can see the newly created component item as well. Again, pulling over subsidiary, allergen, purchase price, all from the formula builder, thus allowing us to kick off a work order as soon as the estimate is converted to a sales order and approved. So now let's move back to the estimate, convert it to a sales order, and kick off the work order. All right, now let's switch the item over to the item that we created. And as you can see, we have the extended cost, the right, just as expected. So we can save this. And now we'll convert it to a sales order. And now that it's saved, we can scroll down to the items. We'll move on over. And then we can see it's actually created a work order. So now that we have the work order created, we're going to look at how we link that to a project and the resource allocation and utilization, and walk that out for you as well. All right, now that we're on the work order, we can actually link it to the project. And I've already made the liberty of just making one of these ahead of time just to expedite this. So we'll attach it to our project. Additionally, we can get as granular as adding it to a project task as well, if needed. So we'll save this. And we'll move down to the project itself. And then as you can see, we have all the milestones and project tasks. And then finally, we can actually allocate those resources. So we'll go ahead and allocate a resource. Assign it to the project and the task. The amount of hours and the type of allocation. And now we can see each resource, which project task they're assigned to, what customer it's regarding, and their allocation and utilization as well, giving the business better visibility and allowing them to better anticipate production scheduling. Thank you for taking the time to explore SuiteFormula with us today. As you've seen, SuiteFormula is more than just a tool. It's a comprehensive solution designed to address unique challenges of complex and regulated manufacturing processes. From creating and managing formulas to seamlessly integrating version control, quoting, and production scheduling, it provides the functionality businesses need to scale efficiently and stay competitive. By enabling traceability, improving resource utilization, and offering real-time costing and quoting capabilities, SuiteFormula empowers businesses to drive operational excellence while maintaining compliance in highly regulated environments. Whether your prospects are focused on increasing production efficiency, improving accuracy in customer quoting, or managing multi-level assemblies with ease, SuiteFormula is here to help you succeed. If you have any questions or would like to dive deeper into specific use cases, please don't hesitate to reach out. We look forward to supporting you as you continue to grow. We can be reached at sales@suitedynamics.io. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you.